I'm currently in Earth Science class for first hour, and for my class, I created a study guide for everyone to help study from because no one was coming in early in the morning to learn about what we had to do. So I just made a really simple study guide for the entire class that's about 11 pages long, just to help everyone out. And it's everything you need to know for the important lab practicums that we're going to have for the rest of the year. And even though no one really cared to come in the morning to learn about what we had to do, I still did this anyway, so they had a template to study from. And basically all they had to do was memorize a photo of what the rock looked like. And once they could do that, then they knew the name and everything else that they had to know about the rock.
This is important for you guys because in Chapter 4, you'll be doing this rocks and minerals unit. The page is finished.
So this is just one study guide. I also made an online quiz on Quizlet. And basically what this lets you do is, if you've already had the pictures or just the idea of what the rock looks like, this is a test to help you memorize, okay, this is what this rock looks like. Let me take this image and put it with a name. And once you have this name, you take this test over and over, you'll have everything you need to know about it, like muscle memory. So every rock that we're going to take a test on for the next week and a half, I had mapped out in a quiz. And I sent it to the whole class. Not many responded, not that many cared.
So did this ruin your personal life with you spending all this time?
Not at all.
Did I force you to make this?
Nope. I made this on my own.
Did you do the last thing, something like this last year in chemistry?
Yes, I did actually. So, I mean, you got to look out for your classmates as well as yourself. I mean, this helps me out a lot, but I'm trying to help everyone else out as well. I mean, no one has to tell me to do that. I just kind of do it on my own.
You're not going to interject, tell them what happened then? Last year, beginning of last year, he came and talked to me. He says, Coach, I got these ideas, I got this website for music. And we talked about maybe 6 or 8 times, bouncing ideas off. He should try this, try that. But he's the guy who does the work. He's the guy with the ideas. And from one company, he's going to have companies and various apps that he has online. This man is the Mr. Trump of Brother Rice.
How do we explain that?
Okay.
So, in
Okay, I
total,
know. You resent that?
No, no.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so in total, I've started 4 corporations and a nonprofit organization. The first company I started is called XP Sound LLC. LLC stands for Limited Liability Corporation. It's a music streaming service that kind of operates like Spotify and Apple Music, and it's a music promotion service as well. So basically, on my website, what you can do is you can look up any artist you want in the entire world, in any language that you want, and play their songs off iTunes. You can purchase their songs from Amazon, and if they're on tour, let's put Taylor Swift. You can put their name and it'll give you a profile picture for the artist, a short biography. You can radio play the music. You can buy tickets to their shows off of Ticketmaster as well. When they're on tour, you can just click events and then pull up the entire map of the United States and show all their shows throughout the entire year. You can buy tickets to them.
This is his company.
Yeah. So,
Did you have to like write the thing or background about each?
So no, what it uses is what's called an algorithm, and what that does is it just grabs information from all over the entire internet with certain keywords that I put in, and it'll write everything out. Because there's thousands of artists on here, and there's no way I would have the time to write every single one. How long did it take to write? So this was done by a programmer that works for me that lives in Sydney, Australia, and he works for the University of Sydney, and he already had this database created. And that kind of plays into the second company I started. It's called XV Tech LLC, and that is it's application development, acquisition, and management of mobile applications and websites and databases. So basically what we do, I'll show you one of the assets for that.
How old are you again?
17. So what we'll do is we'll go and buy like a database or like just a collection of information. And from that database, you can build an entire website around it. For the last website and for the one I'm about to show you, we bought the database for all the words and names and songs and everything. We just built the frame of it just the way it looks. So this is one of the assets my second company owns, XP Tech. What this is a travel website. This is like, this is the least capital intensive way to get into like basically the travel industry. What this does is it uses another algorithm and a script to automatically update with the cheapest travel rates from across the internet. You can search hotel rooms, flights, and rental car agencies globally. This as well was a database that I purchased. This has about 1.2 million affiliate links and just information to pull it from. So let's say we want to go to Rome. Can you type that in? I've already preset the destination, when we want to go and when we want to come back. 2 adults, 1 room. And press search. And it's going to use that algorithm to let me know how busy it was this week based on the amount of people that were on this website. And it's going to pull all this information on different websites that you can get the cheapest rates from. And show you the popularity of the hotel, how highly it's rated, anything you want to know about it.
Why don't you explain to them how you get paid by making this and managing it?
So basically, once you, it shows you how busy it is. Once you have all this set in place, marketing is the biggest thing to get people driven to your website. And then from there, I make most of the money off people booking the flights and hotels and rental cars. I don't allow anyone to actually advertise on my website, so there's no monetization going on. It's just simply, once you press any of these links down here to go and purchase this or book this room, I get paid instantaneously. Whether or not you actually go to the room or you miss your appointment or you miss your flight or whatever, it doesn't even do it. They automatically pay me.
So my question is, how did you get the funding?
The funding, I had to ask my father. I had to actually propose all of these to him before I actually did it.
Do you advertise anywhere? Like your website?
So what I do is I use a company called AdRoll and Google AdWords. And those are like advertising firms that you have to pay for by click. So basically I'll create an entire ad and then they'll go take it and bring it all across the internet. And every time someone clicks on it, I have to pay for it. What's the percentage? Can't tell you. It's a secret. But one of the highest percentage that comes back to me is the car rentals. I can tell you that.
Talk about now the recent company you created that Brother Rice has endorsed.
Exactly. So that's the third one. That's called Fetch and Go Delivery Service. I'm not talking to you about this a while ago. This is a grocery delivery company that operates in Oakland County, Michigan. We are a limited liability partnership. This is one that's different. The last two are LLCs. I'm working with a former alumni named Sam Zier. He graduated in 2014. So it's pretty straightforward. We gather groceries from whatever store you want, and then we'll take them from the store, full price, and bring them to your house, your front door, and we charge a $10 delivery fee and a 6% sales charge. Well, not sales charge, service charge. But this past Friday, we actually got a contract from Heartland Foods in Farmington Hills. So now what we're going to do is, since we've got a supplier, we'll take groceries from their warehouse to your front door, so it makes it a lot cheaper for everyone.
Can I sign up right now? So my question is, where are you finding the time to balance your schoolwork and your entrepreneurship personality? How are you doing this?
It's very difficult, and I play sports as well. I'm a junior Olympic track athlete, and I play football, and it's hard. See, the thing is, you have to be very focused and know what you want to do. You can't be partying and drinking and doing all these things that a lot of people say that you should be doing as a teenager. That's really, it's going to take you to live someone else's dream. It's not going to be like what you want to do. But time management, I just do what I got to do and get to what I want to do. So, for instance, let's say you have like 2 or 3 tests tomorrow, right? And I don't know, a girl wants to talk to you on the phone for like 3 hours, right? So, right from school, you should probably just go right home, study all you can, okay, and get that done, and then tell her you'll call on the weekend. Just focus on your test. See what I'm saying? So managing your time to be effective, what you got to do.
Is it okay to play games all the time?
There's a time and place for everything.
Thank you.
There's a time and place for everything. Your question?
How do you know all this stuff? I know yours wasn't just the answer to that question.
Give them a background what your dad.
So my dad went to quite a few different colleges. The last one he went to was Harvard University. He's a lawyer. He's very well versed in like legal matters of how you should actually set up a business structure, and then from there you can do what you want. Like you have to have creativity, but the creativity has to be like legally protected, and then from there you just do what you want.
Something of major grocery chains who's trying to do delivery. Publix is one of them. They're in Florida and Georgia, and they've spent millions of dollars in creating a database and a whole program for people to sign up for food delivery, and it went bust.
Exactly.
How is yours not going to go bust?
So with a lot of, pretty much the entire competitive market that we have right now, they have their own warehouse. They deliver groceries from their warehouse. So they purchase the groceries that people want beforehand. So they front the money to get the groceries. Instead of that, We use someone else's warehouse and deliver the groceries from their warehouse to the customers. So we don't have to pay any overhead for any employees to keep things in stock and keep everything together. And the one essential thing that makes us different is that we employ young and enthusiastic high school and college students to deliver to a lot of retirement facilities, people on university campuses, and just residents in general.
Why don't you talk about how you're trying to help troubled teens now?
Okay, so the last organization is a nonprofit, and what this is, it's a teen-to-teen based age group to help teens dealing with basic stress issues and time management problems. Essentially what this is a project to help teenagers manage their time in a way where they can do what they want to do and still be effective in school and still have a social life and still keep it all together, not just go crazy. And it also gives people a voice, like a place where they feel like they belong. A lot of teenagers struggle with that issue.
Explain the church, why you're trying to hook up with the church in Warren.
Okay, so we are currently in negotiations with the church in Warren. It's called Renaissance Unity. And what we're trying to do is collaborate with them, because I spoke with the Reverend last Sunday. And the Reverend has his own little aid group, but it's for men that are like 50 and 60 years old. So we're trying to collaborate with the Reverend to bring our group for teens with this group for older men and kind of see if we can collaborate to work together to find a mutual understanding that, hey, people have issues, and it's not just specific age group that has the same issue. So that's basically what's going on with
Let me
that.
interject some questions then, after we get to certain points. He also told us something he can't tell you about another company he wants to get started with Hermes. He's the guy that does the websites that you saw that we have. And they came up with a fantastic idea. He came talk to us, like, wow. It's like really, I thought, oh, very impressive. Hermes is one that's going to come in and teach you the websites. Remember the gentleman that came in talking about robotics we wanted to get involved in. That's who he started with on the first website and still helps him. There's collaboration. You learn from one another. You cooperate. But my question right now, I want you to tell them, in terms of what has Brother Rice given you? Because we're still brick and mortar. That's not much here yet. What have we given you that's helped you?
It's really the people that go here that make a difference. You really don't know who you're sitting next to until you're put in a situation where you're forced to actually get to know someone and work with them on something. I didn't know Spencer Pete was so skilled with computers until I asked him, hey, what do you think about this idea? Next thing you know, we got a full-blown website and a company going, right? Just things like that you won't find in a public school. It just doesn't happen that way. And also the education is phenomenal.
In 4.5 years, Donovan, do you expect to be working for somebody else with a college degree? Or do you expect to be running your own corporations and hiring other people?
Hopefully, work only my own corporation, hiring other people. That's the goal. But, we have to see what happens.
Mr. Bernie's looking for a job.
Oh, yeah, right.
It's very different. When I started here in the early 2000s, I would say 99.9% of the students assumed, I'll go to Rice, I'll go to college, I'll get a job. And I would say after the 07-08 economic meltdown, I'm really impressed by how many of our students go off to college to get degrees in entrepreneurial studies, have no interest in working for somebody else, and have started new companies. And you're just ahead of the curve. I mean, that's all, and God bless you for that. But a lot of our guys have basically said, I'm not going to depend on somebody else telling me, here's what you're worth. I'm going to try and do something on my own.
The thing is, what I'm trying to do is with any business, there's a 5-year trial period where you're trying to find yourself and figure out okay, what is the value of this corporation? I'm trying to do things now that within 5 or 6 years that it'll be steady. You know what I'm saying? These are the most rocky times that we're going to go through as an organization, each and every single one. Now this website alone right here, this database, operating at maximum output can put out about $60,000 to $70,000 a month. Personally, I don't have time to market it and get it up to that point, but we do okay. But a lot of the reasons why I chose to do mainly online and internet web-based corporations is because you can run a website database on its own, and you don't have to manage it as much as you would something like Lemonade Stand or something. This database automatically updates every 4 hours.
Talk about the gentleman in India and the weekend,
Exactly. Okay, so...
especially the weekend. The concept.
Okay.
And time when you got to communicate.
So dealing with the developers, the website developer, he lives in Sydney, Australia. He's 14 hours ahead of us. Okay, there's a lot of times where I have to be up really late or up really early in the morning to give him a phone call to let him know what's going on, what needs to be updated, what needs to be changed. Because, I mean, time zones overlap, and if I think of something, I gotta wait, okay, he's not gonna be up until about this hour a day. So I gotta call him then and let him know what's going on. And something else could happen to go wrong, and we just gotta make a checklist, and it's extremely organized with everything. Now, the app developers, if you go over to the App Store, the app developers, one was from Japan, okay? He developed, so if you just look at my name in the iTunes App Store, you'll only see one app for iPads. It's the only one that's optimized. That was created by the Japanese developer I worked with. They're about 13, 14 hours ahead of us.
Let me interrupt you just real quick. You are 17. How old are these people that you are working with?
They're 3 to 4 times older. I think this guy was 38.
So how does that interchange?
Pardon me?
How is that dialogue going?
No, that's another thing. It really depends on who you're talking to. With these Japanese developers, you cannot send them any messages on the weekend. That's highly disrespectful. You need to be extremely respectful for any. You have to understand, international business, the cultures are a lot different from your own. Talking to older men, they don't know. I'm 17. They don't know everything about me, so I can be normal with them, but I still show respect, of course. You know, you have to understand who you're talking to. With the developers in Pakistan, you run into a lot of language barriers where they don't understand how to translate certain words, and it can get very confusing. So what is going on right now, this weekend, Friday, we're starting to work on we're starting to develop the XP Sound app, and that's going to put us in literally direct competition with Apple Music. It's a free music streaming application that uses like another algorithm and script to update all kinds of information. But it's different.
Jonathan, let's not just change the focus. I am very impressed. My jaw is still on the ground. What advice can you take to these students about getting what you can out of Brother Rice and how to be focused and looking, also ask you questions in return?
So you really got to focus on yourself and what you want to do with the rest of your life, and understand that you really cannot waste time here, okay? I mean, having fun outside of school is great, and playing sports and everything, but you really need to focus and batter down and just like get stuff done, because high school will be over like that. And I never thought I'd be standing up here talking to you guys to begin with, or having like 4 different organizations. So managing your time and essentially taking things that you like and seeing them in like a different eye, I'd say, but also understanding that not everyone has, I have a lot of things to say actually, not everyone has the best, not everyone has like, you know, like the best interest of you. They don't really actually like care what you want to do. So if someone invited you to a party tomorrow, I mean, they don't care that you have like a test tomorrow, a test Monday, you got to